Hello everyone. Hello ma'am. We are the group 3 and we will be reporting the experiment 5, the construction of ternary phase diagram. So for our objectives, first is to study the effect of alcohol on solubility of camphor in water by constructing a ternary phase diagram. Second is to practice plotting and interpreting points, tie lines, and phase boundaries within the diagram. And third is to apply the ternary phase diagram in practical fields such as pharmacy, material science, and chemical engineering for formulation and process design. So for the materials, we use camphor, alcohol, test tube stand, graphing paper, burette stand, 5 ml bulb pipette, pencil, distilled water, burette, and boiling test tube ruler.
So, for the procedures, prepare a series of systems containing different amounts of alcohol and camphor in a clean, dry boiling test tube, in our case, test tubes. And take note, we made systems containing different amounts of alcohol, camphor, and water. Then, for the next part, to each system, add distilled water from a burette until turbidity is produced. Record the amount of water consumed. So, what we mean by turbidity here is when we observe our test tubes and then we see a cloudy solution, then you would know that the solution is already turbid. Then next, calculate the percent weight in weight of each component in the system when turbidity is produced. And then after you calculate, plot a ternary phase diagram and mark the miscible and immiscible regions.
So here are our data and results. We have prepared 6 systems, and each systems are composed of camphor, alcohol, and water. So for the first system, we have 5.35 grams of camphor. For the second, we used 5.22 grams. For the third, we used 2.12 grams. Fourth, 4.57 grams. Fifth, 1.86 grams. And for the last system, we used 4.36 grams. And for the alcohol in ml, we used 9.5 ml of alcohol in system 1, and in the second we used 11.3 ml, 17.2 ml in the third, 5 ml in the fourth, 7.5 ml in the fifth, and 14 ml in the sixth system. And for the water, we used 5.3 ml for the first system, 1.2 ml for the second. For the third, we used 6.9 ml. For the fourth, we used 1.5 ml. For the fifth, we used 2 ml. And for the sixth system, we used 2.2 ml of water. So for the gram unit in alcohol and in water, we use the density ethanol ethanol and water. We'll just I will just show you the calculation later on how we got the volume of alcohol and water in grams. For the total volume of system in gram, you just have to add the camphor, alcohol, and water in grams. I will also show you the calculations later on the next slide. So for the first system, we have 18.839 grams. For the second, 14.1606 grams. For the fourth, 23.8464 grams. For the fourth, 10.38 grams. For the fifth, 10.325 grams. And for the last system, we have 18.628 grams. So now let's proceed to calculating the percentage weight in weight for camphor, alcohol, and water. So here, let me show you the calculations. So first, we have to convert ml to gram for our ethanol and water. So the 80%, the density of 80% ethanol is 0.62 gram per ml. So we have the formula mass is equal to density times volume, or volume times density. For system 1, we have 9.5 ml of ethanol times the density of 80% ethanol, which is 0.862 gram per ml. Cancel out the ml units, so this will give us 8.189 grams. For our water, we all know that the density of water is 1 gram per ml. So we have 5.3 ml of water times 1 gram per ml, cancel out the ml units. This would give us 5.3 grams. And for the total volume of system in grams, we just have to add the the weight of camphor, alcohol, and water. So we have 5.35 grams plus 8.189 grams plus 5.3 grams. We have the total of 18.839 grams. For the percentage weight of camphor, we have the formula weight of camphor in grams divided by the total volume of system in grams times 100. So we have 5.35 grams divided by 18.839 grams times 100. This will give us 28.399% weight in weight. For our alcohol, we have the formula weight of alcohol in grams divided by the total volume of system in grams multiply by 100. So we have 8.189 grams divided by 18.839 grams times 100. This will give us 43.468 grams, percent weight in weight. For the percentage weight in weight of our water, we have the formula weight of water in grams divided by the total volume of system in grams times 100. So we have 5.3 grams divided by 18.839 grams times 100. We have 28.133%. So the total of percentage weight in weight of our camphor, alcohol, and water should give us a total of 100%. So you just do that process again in the system 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we have here on this slide the system 4, 5, and 6 calculation. So I'll just explain the process again with the system 6. So first, we have to compute for the conversion of ml to gram of our alcohol and water. So we have 0.862 gram per ml as the density of our 80% ethanol, since we use 80% ethanol in the laboratory. So we have 14 ml of alcohol or ethanol multiplied to its density, which is 0.862 gram per ml. Cancel out the ml units. This would give us 12.068 grams. For our water, we have the 1 gram per ml density. So 2.2 ml of water times 1 gram per ml. Cancel out the ml units. We have 2.2 grams. And then next, we have to solve for the total volume of system in grams. Just have to add the grams of camphor, alcohol, and water. So we have 4.36 grams plus 12.068 grams plus 2.2 grams. We have a total of 18.628 grams. For the percentage weight in weight of camphor, we have we have the formula weight of camphor divided by the total volume of systems in grams times 100. So we have 4.36 gram divided by 18.628 grams times 100. We have 23.406% weight in weight. And for the ethanol or alcohol percentage weight in weight, we have the formula weight of alcohol in grams divided by the total volume of system in grams times 100. So we have 12.068 grams divided by 18.628 grams times 100. We have 64.784% weight in weight. And for our percentage weight in weight of our water, we have the formula weight of water in grams divided by the total volume of system in grams multiplied by 100. So we have 2.2 grams divided by 18.628 grams times 100. We'll have the answer 11.810 percentage weight in weight. So again, the total of percentage weight in weight of each for camphor, alcohol, and water should be equal to 100%. So if it is not equal to 100%, then there might be something wrong in your calculations. So presenting you again the data and results. We have explained how to convert ml to gram for our alcohol and water, how to get the total volume of system in grams, and the process on getting or solving the percentage weight in weight for camphor, alcohol, and our water. So again, the percentage weight in weight of camphor, alcohol, and water should have a total of 100%. So here is our complete data and or results rather for our experiment.
So I will be explaining the construction of our ternary phase diagram. First, we should know that this side here indicates the percentage of our alcohol. So this point here is alcohol at 100%. Then this side here indicates the percentage of our camphor. Then this is for our water percentage. Let's try to construct our first sample. We have 28.399% of camphor. This here should be 30. So around here is 28. Then we have 43.468% of alcohol. This is 50, so 45, then 43% around here. As for our water, we have 28.13%. So around here. Next, we draw the line. As you can see, there are guidelines inside the diagram. We just need to follow them here. These lines here. We just need to follow their so this is for our water. Next is for our alcohol. Then for our camphor. Then we mark the intersection of these three lines here. we already marked it. So this is our first sample. Sample number 1. So for our sample number 2, we have 22.74% of camphor around here. Then 68.787% of alcohol. 68 should be here. Then next is 8.47% of water. This is 20, 10. So around here is 8%. Then same procedure. Just draw a line. Around here. So we mark the intersection of these 3 lines. So here. Then this is our sample number 2. Same procedure with the rest of the sample. Just mark where the percentage of alcohol, camphor, and water is. Then draw a line. Mark the intersection of those 3 lines. Then next we have our sample 3 here, 6, this is our 5, then our sample 4. Then we draw the binodal curve. We just need to connect the dots. We connect our samples here. This side here, this one indicates the immiscible region of the diagram. Then as for here, this indicates the single phase or the miscible region of our diagram. That's all you need to know for our ternary phase diagram.
So for guide questions number 1, what is ternary phase diagram and what it is importance in preparing mixtures? So a ternary phase diagram is a triangular plot representing the phases present in a 3-component mixtures as a function of their composition at constant temperature and pressure. So these diagrams are essential for preparing mixtures because they provide important information about phase stability, solubility limits, and optimal compositions, enabling scientists to determine how much of component to use to achieve desired mixtures properties, such as stability in pharmaceutical or controlled phase formation in materials. So in number 2, how to do the plotting of ternary phase diagram. To plot a point on the ternary phase diagram, identify the 3 components and their relative percentage. Then draw lines parallel to the side opposite each component apex, starting from the corresponding percentage on that component axis. The point where these 3 lines intersect represent the composition of the mixture.
What is binodal curve or binodal? What does it imply in the diagram? A binodal curve or coexistence curve represents the compositions and temperatures at which two distinct liquid phases can coexist in equilibrium in a multi-component system. In a phase diagram, the binodal curve defines the boundary between a single-phase region and a two-phase region, implying that any mixture whose composition falls within this boundary will spontaneously separate into two different liquid phases. So, ang binodal curve ay isang line sa phase diagram na nagsasabi kung saan stable ang isang mixture as one phase at kung saan naman siya maghihiwalay into two liquid phases. Kapag nasa loob naman ng curve, ibig sabihin hindi siya stable ang mixture kaya magse-separate siya parang oil and water. Pero kung nasa labas naman ng curve, stable siya as isang buong solution. So, in simple words, labas ng curve, homogeneous or one phase. Loob ng curve, maghihiwalay or two phases. Ang implication naman sa diagram ay pinapakita niya kung saan nagiging stable ang isang single-phase mixture and kapag nasa loob naman ng curve, ibig sabihin ang system ay hindi stable as one phase, kaya nagiging dalawang separate liquids. And also, importante siya lalo na sa paggawa ng formulations like for example gamot or pagkain kasi kailangan natin malaman kung kailan magiging buo yung mixture at kailan siya maghihiwalay.
Based on your constructed diagram, will a mixture containing 70% alcohol, 20% water, and 10% camphor remain clear or form two phases? Based on the constructed diagram, a mixture containing 70% alcohol, 20% water, and 10% camphor will form two phases, not remain clear because it falls within the immiscible region of the ternary phase diagram. Based on our constructed ternary phase diagram, of the camphor alcohol water system, we were able to identify both the miscible and immiscible regions when we plotted the mixture containing 70% alcohol, 20% water, and 10% camphor. It fell inside the two-phase region, which means it will not remain clear but will separate into two distinct layers. This happens because camphor is only soluble in alcohol, and when there is too much water in the mixture, camphor tends to precipitate out, resulting in phase separation. The diagram clearly shows that the mixtures with higher alcohol content stay clear, while increasing water concentration causes immiscibility. Therefore, our results confirm that the mixture at this composition is unstable and forms two phases instead of one homogeneous solution.
In conclusion, through the construction and analysis of ternary phase diagrams, this experiment elucidates the complex interplay between alcohol, camphor, and water, enhancing our understanding of solubility principles. The practical application of these diagrams extend to diverse fields such as pharmacy, material science, and chemical engineering, providing a valuable tool for formulation and process design.